All right, so today we're going to learn how to take the back of our VS02 off and inspect the internal tubing for leaks. So the tools you'll need are a 2.5 Allen T-handle. Most of the screws on the VS02 are 2.5 millimeter, so carrying one of these around with you at all times is not a bad idea. So these screws here actually hold the regulator block on. So 3, 3, 3, 9 screws altogether. I've got the last one here. All right, so line up on the back a little bit to get that last screw out. So just be mindful when you start to tilt this back. Typically, these hoses here get caught behind there, which is fine. So when you pull out on it, just kind of put your fingers in there and move that tubing down a little bit so we don't put any pressure. Now you should be able to lay this down flat without stressing any of these. So the tubing that we're going to look at is this piece, this piece right here. That's what goes up into our flush valve. So if in fact that's where the leak is coming from, you may want to try to make sure that the tubing is truly seated properly. The other area that it could be is the actual on-off switch. Sometimes there's a valve in here that gets stuck open and it leaks through here, which you would hear from the back of the O2 flush block. So that might be something. So if you hear that sound and you turn your machine off and then back on, sometimes that breaks that valve free. But you just want to kind of inspect the tubing, and also if you did need to remove the tubing, so these little orange collars or red, you actually push in on it. So you push in and pull the tubing out. All right, so we want to look at the end of the tubing, make sure that this isn't either rough or uneven, and then simply reinsert and make sure it's snug. I'm actually going to take the O2 cell block off as well. So I've removed the 2 screws here, again, 2.5, and so that gives me a little bit of room to wiggle this. Now, the tube that I showed you in the back may, in fact, need to be reseated. So I've taken this off, and I'm just kind of pushing down on this whole thing, and that allows me to get, hopefully, that tube reinserted. So that's how you kind of get around the machine. And if for some reason you did need to take this off, so if I wanted to get the O2 flush block off, first thing I have to do is, this one's accessible, so I'm going to push down on the ring, and then I'm just going to pull, sure you are, push down on the ring and pull the block. So you've also got the block, the hose here. I don't think that's where it's leaking from. You can certainly, once you remove this short one, you can certainly see, have a little bit more access to the tubing. So you can see the larger tubing right here. So that may be someplace that it's leaking as well. So those are the things I would check. And to get this one back in, we just get that pointed back down And again, use the block to help push that tube into place. And let's start there. Let us know how things go, and we'll get into anything else we need to. Thank you.